The pro-monarchy chants are back. 17 years after Nepal abolished its monarchy and became a republic, thousands are calling for the king's return. Why now? To understand, we need to rewind, because the story of Nepal's monarchy is also the story of how modern Nepal was made. Until the 18th century, Nepal was a patchwork of small kingdoms. That changed when Prithvi Narayan Shah, ruler of Gorkha, came to power in 1743. He launched campaigns across the Kathmandu valley, capturing Kathmandu in 1768, Bhaktapur in 1769, and unifying Nepal. But expansion westwards brought Nepal face to face with the British East India Company. After the Anglo-Nepalese War of 1814-15, Nepal lost Kumaon and Garhwal, and the Treaty of Sugauli fixed the country's borders. The Shah kings didn't remain powerful for long. In 1846, Jang Bahadur Rana staged a coup, making himself prime minister for life. For the next century, the Rana dynasty ruled with iron fists, while the Shah monarchs became figureheads. The Ranas had Britain's backing, even helping suppress the 1857 Indian Revolt. In return, they secured recognition and favors from the colonial power. Nepal was run like a family estate. By the 1940s, winds of change blew in. Nepali exiles in India led by B.P. Koirala and the Nepali Congress began a democratic movement. King Tribhuvan of the Shah dynasty, tired of being a puppet, sided with them. He even fled to Delhi as a protest against the Ranas. And the result? The Delhi Compromise of 1951, brokered by Jawaharlal Nehru. The Ranas lost power. Tribhuvan returned as king, and Nepal entered its first democratic phase, with monarchy as guardian of the system. But democracy did not last. Tribhuvan's son, King Mahendra, dismissed parliament in 1960 and introduced the panchayat system, a one-party state with the king at the center. Nepal returned to authoritarian rule, sparking resistance from the Nepali Congress and communists. Finally, in 1990, the first people's movement erupted. King Birendra agreed to a new constitution. Nepal became a constitutional monarchy, king plus democracy. Then came 2001, the darkest night in Nepal's royal history. 9 royals, including King Birendra, were shot dead inside Narayan Hiti Palace. The official blame fell on Crown Prince Dipendra, but many suspected conspiracy. His uncle, King Gyanendra, took the throne. Unlike his brother, he was unpopular. In 2005, Gyanendra dissolved parliament, declared a state of emergency, suspended the constitution and took direct control. That triggered the Second People's Movement, a coalition of Maoists, academics, journalists, peasants, workers, middle class, political parties and civil society. In 2008, Parliament voted to abolish the monarchy. Nepal was declared a secular federal republic. It was historic. For the first time in 240 years, the crown was gone. Many hoped for a new era of stability, prosperity, and democracy. But 17 years later, frustrations are boiling over. Nepal's democracy has struggled with corruption, unemployment, political instability, and brain drain. Some feel democracy hasn't delivered. And look what happened in the past 2 days. Gen Z protesters, enraged by the repressive actions of the KP Sharma Oli regime, set fire to government buildings, offices of major political parties, and the homes and offices of top political functionaries, including several former prime ministers, on September 9th. And it came a day after 19 young protesters were killed in a firing by police in Kathmandu, with Nepal's capital engulfed in flames and the country appeared to have no government left. For monarchists, the king is seen as a neutral symbol above party politics. They also argue for Nepal to reclaim its old identity as the world's only Hindu kingdom. And former King Gyanendra has added fuel to the fire. In February 2025, on Democracy Day, he issued a statement calling people to save the nation, his most direct political message since 2008. Soon after, pro-monarchy rallies filled Kathmandu streets. Still, the majority of Nepalis seem committed to democracy. In the 2022 elections, monarchist parties won just about 4% of the vote. But their voices are growing louder. They argue the king can be a stabilizing force between India and China. Critics, however, call this nostalgia, a dangerous longing for an autocratic past. The Prime Minister's resignation on advice of his army chief has opened many options. One such is getting the monarchy back, as President Palace and leaders' houses burn. The big question is, will the chants of Raja Aao Desh Bachao remain just nostalgia, or could the crown really return? That's all for today. For more such explainers, stay tuned to the Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching.